is looking really good. This is looking really good. All right, now let's test it. Let's go back to FlutterFlow or to our editor and price. So we're just going to remove text because this is not text. We really want people to be able to input a number. Let's test this. All right, that is loaded, but hang on a minute. How do we get to the page where we're supposed to upload the listing? Because there's no button here or nothing to actually take me to the page. So there are a lot of ways actually in which you can achieve this depending on how you want to build. But I'm going to go back to home, and FlutterFlow has this cool feature right here. So if you press on this, and this is a nav bar or a footer, and this allows quick navigation inside your application. So if you check show this page on the nav bar, and then I'm going to go to add listing and show this one as well on the nav bar, because you need at least two, right? So this is going to take you to the home page, and then this is going to take you to the add listing. So I can just add like an icon here, an add icon, something like this would work. All right, and once this footer is set up, it's going to allow you quick navigation between the add listing page and the home page. So let's just add some action on this submit button here. So what you want to do is once you press submit, you want to create a document, right? So remember, a collection has documents, a document has fields. So you're going to go on the submit, and instead of going to property here, we're going to go to the actions, and then we're going to open this in the back. So this is like the logic behind your application. What happens whenever a button is clicked? What happens whenever this is pressed? What happens whenever this is closed? What happens whenever the page loads? So all of those things, set them here in the actions. All right, so you're going to click on add action, and by default it's going to be on tap. So tap once, or you can say double tap, like what happens on Instagram. You double tap on an image and then it's a like. Or you have a long press, so maybe you want to show like another pop-up, so you long press on something. But this is the one we're going to use the most. Great, add action. What do we want to create? We want to create a document. So we're going to type document and create a document. Under which collection are we creating that document? So you're going to select, we want to create a new property. And then a document has fields. So you're going to press on add fields. Add fields here, cover image, address, price, and then description. And those are the four that we have. So if I press add fields, there's none. Great. So right now we're saying create a document and add these fields dynamically. So you have the ability to say specific value. So this is like a static value. If you want all properties to be one address, so you can say like 169 Miami, and that's it. Whatever the user does, it's always going to be 169 Miami. Or you can say this value is going to come from something else. So you're going to say it's going to come from a variable, right? And FlutterFlow actually has this cool feature where you can just close here and go back to the action. And so once you press, for example, we're going to come to cover image a little bit later, but if you press on address and to say from variable, and then you press on unset here, you're going to see it's going to highlight this in which input value is going to be the address. So I can just press on this input here, and that's going to be set. And then I'm going to come to the price and say from variable as well, and click on this, and then I'm going to select this one here, confirm. Description, same thing. I'm going to come to description from variable, and then I'm going to press on this one here, and that is set up. But you might have noticed if I come to cover image and I say from variable, I don't get that option because I want the image to come from here, but it's giving me text and so on. So the image works a little bit different because you're actually uploading data to the application or to the back end. To set this up, you have to click on like anything you can say whenever the user press on this specific text right here. And you can set this from anything. You can say whenever the user clicks on the row, but it's just good, if they can click on the entire container and be able to like have that upload pads, and then they can select what they want to upload. So I'm going to set my action on the container here. So I'm going to press or click on the container, and that's selected. I'm going to go back to the action flow editor and click on add action. And what do we want to do? We want to be able to upload. So we're going to make it like an upload widget. What do you want to upload? A media. And we're going to select upload or save media. So I'm going to select the upload type, and this is going to be to Firebase. And you have some other properties here. You can allow photo, you can allow video, but we just want to allow the photo, right? And then you have some more. You can allow multiple images. And if you want the user to know that the image is still being uploaded, then you can enable this right here. So this can show like a loading animation. I'm going to close. And now we can go back to the submit listing. And once an image has been uploaded, it's actually going to create a URL that you can use now to store in Firebase. So we're going to go back to cover image. And from variable, we're just going to press set. And instead of selecting an input, obviously, we're going to select widget state, because the upload function or action that we've added is going to create an image or upload it inside this widget right here, and then generate a link for us you can then use to store in Firebase. So select widget state and then uploaded file URL. And you can see like FlutterFlow is actually smart to know where the file is. So I'm going to select that. But I actually want to know or see a preview of my image, right? So right under here, I'm going to go ahead under the container and maybe add another container here. So in the column, I'm going to add or just add an image, really, and then push it up. So, and then I can just reduce or resize it a little bit just to make it a little bit smaller. So maybe 200, still too much. 100 seems okay. Height 100 as well. I'm going to give it some padding, so maybe 12, and give it some radius, maybe 12 as well, or 16. That looks really good. And then I'm going to replace the path by the uploaded file. So uploaded file, widget state still uploaded file, and that works fine. Lastly, once you have created the document, we want to add one more action. So we're going to go here and then open action flow and say, after created, just navigate to the home page so that you can see what you have created. To home. Great. Let's preview this. Good. So we are home. And once we press on this icon here, it's going to take us to the ads listing. But let's go and, add some logic to this widget here, because we don't want the user to see this, right? It looks pretty ugly. So let's go back to FlutterFlow editor and select the image and go on conditional visibility. So the problem here is that it's showing already, even though we haven't uploaded anything, and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to think about something that you can do about this. So go to conditional and say, this is going to be hidden by default, but only when, remember the widget state, so only when the uploaded file is not empty. So you're going to say is set and not empty. You're going to select that and then press confirm. Let's instant reload. Great. Now let's go back to add listing. And this looks much better, much better. Now let's try creating a listing. So the name gonna be property in Cape Town. I love Cape Town, guys. Address gonna be Cape Town, South Africa. Price per night, let's say 300. And then short description. Here we can say anything. So No, let me just put some placeholder there. And then we're going to be able now to upload an image. Let's test this. So press on upload, select gallery, and I already have an image here, so I'm going to select that. And it's uploading so that the user knows something is being uploaded and they can wait, which is a much better experience. And once that is done, it's now going to show you the preview. Beautiful. Let's submit this and then submit it, navigate back, and now you can see the house or the property that I just created now. So this 300 per night, Cape Town. And that's it. That's how you can actually create a document in Firebase and upload your files. So you can upload images, you can upload files and PDFs and so on. Great. So we talked a little bit about navigation, where we're able to submit a listing and then it takes us back automatically to the home page like this. So in the next lesson, we're going to be learning more about navigation and the ability for you to actually be able to send like a property to another page. So let's say you want to explore more about this property, you want to read more about this property, see the description and so on. So for that and more, I'll catch you in the next one.